Hello, this is a very bad angle. I feel like I haven't vlogged in forever, and I thought it'd be a nice weekend to vlog because I don't know if anyone else is feeling the similar way to me. I need to put you up, I hate crouching down. Yeah, so I don't know if anyone else is feeling a similar way to me at the moment. I don't know if I've mentioned it in my last video. So basically the past few weeks I have been really overwhelmed, and it got to a point about 2 weeks ago where I just was not in a good place at all. I just felt really anxious, I felt really run down. So I went back to the doctors. Oh my god, got some mulligatawny soup. Yeah, basically I had to go back to the doctors. I'm back on anxiety medication, so I take propranolol. It's a beta blocker, so it just kind of calms your heart rate down. Back on propranolol for the first time in about 3 years. I think I kind of know what triggered this horrible, anxious, depressive episode. Basically about 2 weeks ago now, I think almost every weekend, November and early December, I was out seeing friends, and I was always traveling, going here, there and everywhere. And obviously I work full time as well, and I just really wasn't taking time to relax. So yeah, I just got really burnt out. And then on the Sunday, I was meant to meet my boyfriend's mum and his friends. And I just woke up and I thought, this is not happening today. I sort of felt really run down. My anxiety was through the roof. I just wanted to cry. And then my mum came and she's like, "You're right." And I just burst into tears, "Mum, I just can't do this. I'm just not ready." And I explained to my boyfriend, he was lovely about it. He never put any pressure on me or anything. I thought I was ready to meet all those important people in his life, but I just wasn't, and that's fine. And then the rest of that week at work, my chest was really tight. I felt really nauseous some days. I basically just felt like I was going back to university me, when I dropped out about 3 years ago, which was really scary. I was like, oh my god, I'm not going through this again. I think with me, or if anyone else has ever been through a mental illness, when you start having those feelings again, it's almost as almost scarier than the first time. So you're like, oh my god, it's gonna last months. Am I just gonna feel horrific for ages? So yeah, I was scared, to be honest. So luckily I had a pre-booked therapy appointment anyway. So yeah, I had therapy the following Monday, and then my godmother came today, and I just was not good at all again. I felt really sick, really nauseous, tight chest constantly. I lost my appetite. Like I said, I was really worried about how I'd gone so downhill so quick. So luckily I had a therapy appointment last Monday, and then I went back to the doctor. I was like, I just can't stand this horrible tight chest. Even talking about it, I can just feel my body going now. But yeah, so I went back to the doctors. I was obviously really upset at the doctors. I had to wait over an hour as well. I was like, oh my god, it's making me feel even more anxious. So just cried to the doctor. I was like, I just feel constantly overwhelmed. I know I'm in a new relationship, but I don't know if it's that causing me anxiety. I said, it's not a boyfriend at all. I think it's just the adjustment of having such a new routine and doing something I've never done before. Either said I've dated people in the past, but nothing's been a serious relationship. So I guess I felt a little bit pressured, not from him. I said it was just all from myself. So yeah, I got my anxiety meds. I'm on propranolol. I can take up to 3 a day, but I normally just take 1. That's fine for me. And me and my therapist agreed I need to take 1 weekend a month at least where I'm not travelling. I spend time on my own because I'm super introverted as well, and I work in a very customer facing role. So it was just getting to the point where I just had no time for myself. I think that's why I was just getting so overwhelmed constantly, because I had no time to pause and reflect and just relax. So yeah, this weekend, it's the weekend before Christmas. I have no plans. It's a Saturday or Sunday, and already I just feel so much better that I don't have to be anywhere. Unfortunately, I did have a party that I could have gone to, but I was like, you know what, even next weekend is stressing me out a little bit, because the 23rd I'm going to see 222, a ghost story in London. Christmas Eve I'm going to my dad's house and then seeing my friends in the evening, and then Christmas Day my grandparents are coming here. So it just, for me, that's a lot for my brain to think about, especially when I'm already a little bit overwhelmed at the moment anyway. So yeah, that's what's been going on. So I haven't uploaded in a couple of weeks. I just really have not been feeling myself. I'm getting there. I can still feel the anxiety now. I can still feel my chest feel a little bit tight today, but I'm working through it. And even my boyfriend said he can tell I'm so much happier already, which is really good. So yes, that's what's going on. But I thought I'd just vlog a nice chilled weekend for you. For anyone else who's feeling a little bit overwhelmed, I might share some of my coping strategies, what I've changed recently. So yeah, it's a very long intro. Please like and subscribe if you do like this video. If you are struggling, I hope you are doing okay. I'll leave some helplines down below. And yeah, let's get into the video. true spend the evening alone with me fashion, or spend the weekend with me, I'm gonna film a mukbang. I'll show you what I mean. Well, you can see my drink in the background. I've got the rosé Canti Prosecco, so it's like rosé Prosecco basically. It tastes really nice actually. So I had a couple of glasses of that last night. I'll probably finish off a bottle tonight. And then for my main, I've got this king prawn linguine. It looks like really bad now, I've served it up, but this is what it should look like. It's from Tesco Finest. Really, really nice. So I always get this, like, if I'm having like a ready meal, I always get this. It tastes really nice. You actually get proper, like, decent prawns in it. You know, like some things give you like prawns, but you get like 3 tiny ones. This is like decent amount of prawns. And then I've got the elite type of garlic bread, which is like this flatbread type. So good. I've already had a piece. So I'm gonna start eating this, although this pasta is absolutely roasting. And I thought I'd just chat properly. So my mum has gone to the party now I was talking about earlier. Oh my God, just... So the red wine in the background is my mum's wine, and then my boyfriend brought around some non-alcoholic beers yesterday because he was working today. So that's all the alcohol explained in the background. So good. It's not mega spicy, this sauce. I don't actually know what's in it. It says sweet and succulent king prawns on a rich tomato and chili sauce finished with lemon zest for delicate citrus flavour. But yeah, it tastes really, really good. So yeah, so my mum has gone out for the evening now to the Christmas party. Usually I do go to like kind of family friends, but as I said, like I've just been feeling really overwhelmed recently, and I think just with Christmas there's so much pressure to like always be going out, catching up with all your friends and family all in like 1 month. It's just like, whoa, let's slow down. Cheers. Oh, and the candle is Christmas Magic by Yankee Candle. It smells really nice. I think Yankee Candles do the best Christmas candles. Actually, they do the best candles in general, to be honest. They're just very expensive. So my anxiety has not been great. It's better than what it was like a couple of weeks ago, as I said, but I can still feel it, like, I still just feel like the waves. Like, I feel like if you actually have anxiety, you'll know what I mean. Just, you just like feel it rising in your body, and it just like, for me anyway, I'll get a really tight chest. And I have felt that a little bit today. So even though today I'm not going anywhere, I'm not really doing anything. I did my workout this morning. I walked the dog today. I cleaned the kitchen. So I'm quite, I think a lot of people seem quite surprised if I'm like new to them, and they're like, wow, you have anxiety? Like, really? Because I said I am very high functioning in that kind of regard. And actually I remember my boyfriend in one of our early dates, on the 3rd date, I felt really like anxious and nervous, and he said I would never have known just by the way you act and everything. Now when I'm struggling, like, I said, like, I can go to work, I can like do things, see people, but just inside I feel horrible. But I think, you know, now for me, if I don't eat a full meal, that's when I'm anxious, because like anxiety really affects my appetite. Also, like, my hands tremble. Even mum can see it on my face when I'm anxious as well. When I've had my little waves of anxiety, I've just like paused, and one thing I've started doing more of recently is like just trying to focus on one screen at a time, rather than like be scrolling TikTok and watching a YouTube video at the same time. Like, that's just too much for my brain at the moment. And reducing my screen time, like last weekend I actually deleted off Instagram, Facebook and TikTok all from my phone, because we had a family friend come to visit, and mum was like, Kira, please just like take a break from social media, because I was like posting every day on Instagram in December, and it just got a bit much. Just like post as and when, really. So I still felt a bit of anxiety today, I think, just because I know next weekend, I mentioned at the start of this vlog, obviously 23rd I'm up in London, which I know I'll be fun and stuff, and 24th, which is Christmas Eve, that's when I'm seeing my dad and my boyfriend, and then in the evening I'm going out with the girls, and Christmas Day my grandparents coming around here. So all those things I know I can do and it'll be fine. But just more with me, it's just like the anticipation of it, it's just like a lot to think about in one go, rather than like actually being social that makes me anxious. If the camera is moved, it's because my friend just dropped us some Christmas cards. But yeah, what was I saying? Anxiety, yes. As I said, I'm not really like a socially anxious person. Like I said, I moved to uni, I met loads of new people then, I was absolutely fine. But it's just more with me because I'm such an introvert. I need just like recharge time, where I said evenings like this where I'm alone, I can watch YouTube, I can journal, just do what I want without like having to please someone else. I think that's why, like, getting very personal here, hence why, probably because I'm drinking a little bit of Prosecco, is because like, I think the reason why I'm probably so nervous to meet like my boyfriend's family and friends is like, I said, like, I know I can like talk to people and stuff, but I think I know in that situation, they're going to be like asking me lots of questions. Where normally if I'm in a group situation, I'm not the main talker at all. Like I'm prepared to listen and observe. And I don't know, like I know I'm really overthinking it because there will be like a group of us, it won't just be me talking. But it's just a very new concept to me because like I've never been in a relationship and I have dated guys before, but I've never met like family or friends or anything like that. So it's just a very new ballpark. My boyfriend's been super understanding. He's like, we'll just do it when you're ready. So the anxiety is decreasing now and hopefully I'll meet his mum like between Christmas and New Year. But my boyfriend has met my mum and that went really well, so all good. Funny, I was actually searching for videos on YouTube the other day about like relationship anxiety and there just wasn't really, I couldn't find any really about like from girls or boys or whoever actually being in their first relationship in their 20s. Like it was all just like psychologists talking about it and stuff, pages like that talking about it, which is like good, it's important. But I think one of the reasons why my TikTok has been quite successful is because I spoke about not being in a relationship before and like not many people had seen that before online. I said I'd never really seen it, hence why I started talking about it. So now I'm no longer a single girl, I'm going to talk about what it's like being in your first relationship like in your 20s. It's like nerve-wracking, and I said a lot of the anxiety I've discovered like from my therapist is the reason why I'm so like nervous about it is because I've had so much rejection in the past. Like all the boys I've dated previously have rejected me, so I think my brain is just constantly self-sabotaging me, like saying this is gonna end, they're not gonna like me so it's gonna end. And yeah, it's just like it's such an unhealthy mindset when there's literally like nothing wrong with the relationship at all. I couldn't ask for anyone better. But yeah, my advice would be like if you're feeling really nervous like dating someone new or being in your first relationship, just take things like so slow and take it at your own pace, and that if that person is good for you, they will be really understanding and not pressure you into anything. I've eaten all the prawns. Still tastes really nice though. Yeah, so the right person or someone you're compatible with like won't pressure you into anything. It will be really like open with their communication. Like I said, me and my boyfriend talked about this yesterday. I just think like a good relationship is just like built on really good communication. Like whatever you're struggling with, as long as you talk about it and make it clear to your partner like how you want to be supported, like there shouldn't be too many issues. My boyfriend completely understands as well that I like my alone time, so he's like, if you ever want like times where you like don't want to see me, like that's completely fine, which I really appreciate. Yeah, even my therapist said you need like one weekend a month at least where you're not seeing people, because I said because I commute to work 4 days a week in a very customer facing role, and then I come home and like, my mum's here and like obviously I love my mum and get on with her really well, but I just like don't get much alone time. And I remember seeing a TikTok about actually like living at home with your parents like in your 20s. Like sometimes you just want to come home and not talk to anyone. Like I remember at uni, I'd be in like lectures all day and I would come back to my flat and just like I'd just sit down and watch Emmerdale, watch YouTube, just not talk to anyone for, like, until dinner. I'd usually finish uni about 3 or 4 o'clock, and yeah, that time in the evenings would be my like unwind, relaxing time. Even like weekends, I'd always like blot out a Sunday as like my cleaning day. Just like, again, my sort of alone day at uni, and I did really help me recharge for the week, because obviously at uni, a lot of our nights out were on weeknights, and most of my friends worked weekends anyway, so there was not much going on. So I always use Sundays like my relaxed day, my like cool home day. I don't really get that anymore. I think because I like work full time, I don't get that time during the week where I socialise, so I feel like I just have to cram it all in at the weekends, where I'm just not letting myself rest, which is why I got so burnt out a couple of weeks ago. But I'm learning, as I said, like working full time is such a big adjustment. Like people don't really talk about that either. Especially I think after COVID, obviously half of my uni time was during COVID. So again, I was spending a lot of time in my room alone, like working alone, then just chilling upstairs, and then I'd spend time with mum in the evening. Then my first job out of uni was working from home as well. So I spent a lot of time alone, and so I got really used to my own company. Whereas now that's all completely changed and I just don't really get much alone time. And as I really realised recently, that's so important to me. New Year is definitely going to be me prioritising alone time and just like chilled time. And yeah, I think that's just something I really want to focus on. Also really wanted to pass my driving test. That would be so amazing after like 5 years. New here, I'm 23 and I started learning when I was 17 for about a year, and I just didn't really get anywhere with it. And I did my theory and I booked my driving test, but I cancelled it because it was like just before my A-level exams. Like I can't like cope with this at the moment. Then obviously I went to uni and didn't like learn to drive or anything. So my theory expired, because obviously in the UK your theory only lasts like 2 years. And then I did an extra year of uni because I dropped out. And then And then obviously with COVID, it took so long to find an actual driving instructor. So I started lessons again in September 2021 with one instructor for about 5 or 6 months. But again, I just knew I wasn't really progressing well. And you spend so much money on driving lessons. Like nowadays, like this time around, my first instructor was about £55 for a lesson, and now my new one is £80 per lesson. I know it's disgusting. So yeah, when you're spending that money, you want it to be like good. You want to be actually learning stuff. So yeah, I switched. So I stopped lessons again, sort of like May this year, because then my granddad was in the hospital. It's like very stressful. But my granddad is fine now. And I started lessons again in July with my current instructor, and it's been so much better. And I do have a test booked for early next year, so that's probably causing me a bit of anxiety at the moment. I just haven't really thought about. Like, again, I'm not going to put myself under loads of pressure for my first test. I know it's super rare to pass first time. Learning automatic, that helped a lot with my driving anxiety. And I've got my own car. If you're someone struggling with driving lessons, get your own car. I think it just helps with confidence, because obviously when you like do lessons, you probably only do them once a week. So you learn something one week and you're not like consolidating it like you would do with like homework at school. So when you've got your own car, you're like in and out of it all the time, and you just like, you don't really forget stuff as easily. I drive to work most days, to be fair. Like me and mum share out petrol, because my mum's got her own car as well. Yeah, that's driving. So driving's going pretty well. And even like a couple of weeks ago when I was having a really anxious time, and I remember I was about to have a driving lesson and I thought I was actually going to throw up, like not because of the driving lesson, but just because my anxiety was super high anyway. And the rest, even though I was super nervous and on edge, like my driving was honestly fine. It was really weird. I was like, okay, and it actually kind of helped me relax. So I am seeing the joy in driving now, whereas like for years I just never enjoyed it, and like was just like wanted it done. But at least like now, again, driving automatic helps so much with that. I did do a mock test a couple of weeks ago. Again, because of the cost of it, I do a lesson like once a fortnight, but as I said, I do practice in my own car as well. So I did a mock test and I got like 2, nearly 3 majors. I was like, oh my God. But so at least I know now what like a major can be like. I think some of them are really stupid, and like, because I do my lessons after work, it gets really dark. So I'm learning to like drive in the dark, which I think is important. But yeah, basically one of my majors, I was like, on the way back to the test centre, there was like a big yellow box junction, but because it was dark, I didn't see it in time. And I didn't think there was quite enough space after it to keep going. So I basically like did an emergency stop in front of this box junction. And he was like, you didn't really check your mirror before you did that, so that would have been a fail. I was like, oh my God. I said, if it was daytime, I would have seen it like ages before and wouldn't have to like brake so harshly. The other one was I was doing so in new driving tests, there's one manoeuvre where you have to like pull up on the right and reverse back like 2 car lengths. So he took me over to this sort of like lay-by, so two cars could get past me quite easily and I wouldn't be in the way. But because I kept moving when there was cars going past me, I said even though I wasn't in the way of them, that would have been a fail. But like I do know that with like parallel parking stuff, you've got to stop when the cars come. But normally when I do those sort of manoeuvres, it's down a tighter road, so I would have stopped. But I said because in that mock situation there was space for the cars to go, I just kept going. So yeah, so at least I know now silly things that can be majors. Other than that, everything's pretty good in my life, and sort of things I've learnt to cope. So I've started journaling in the morning. I usually journal at night because it helps me relax, but I know for me, my anxiety is always the highest in the morning because my brain's like most awake. So yeah, I'm just trying to find more chilled activities in the morning to just bring everything down. And I find listening to a podcast helps. So I listen to the Girls' Bathroom every week. But like I just listen to podcasts about random things like sustainability and stuff like that. I think it's a bit more relaxing than music, because with a podcast you kind of got to concentrate a little bit more, as music you can have it in the background and not know what song is on. Polished off. And also my therapist recommended me yoga actually, because I do a lot of exercise. Like this morning I did my upper body workout, walk the dog, but then she said on like busier days, why don't you do an exercise just a bit more relaxing in the morning so your like heart rate isn't constantly up. I was like, that's actually a really good idea. So on Monday I had quite a busy day apprenticeship wise, and I did like a 10-minute yoga and I felt way more chilled. So I'm definitely gonna try and implement that a little bit more. But I think I'm going to end this video here and try and edit it so it's up for Monday. I hope you like this video. Please like and subscribe if you did like it. If you've got any questions about being like in your first relationship or anxiety, or if you've got any advice about being in your first ever relationship in your 20s, please let me know. I'd find it really useful. But yeah, thank you for sticking around as well. I know I haven't uploaded much on many of my social media channels, but as I said, I'm just taking things day by day at the moment with my anxieties being a bit high. But as I said, tonight's been really good. Like I filmed a couple of TikToks that took my mind off things. Filming this video, just getting back into my creative zone, really helping. But yeah, I'm going to edit this video, probably watch a little bit more YouTube, and then I will probably go to bed a bit earlier and just do some journaling and reading, so that helps me like clear my mind a little bit as well. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. So, Merry Christmas as well, because I don't think I'll upload anything else before Christmas. Yeah, I'm going to try and film a yearly roundup video, and then I'll film a what I got for Christmas. But if I don't see you before Christmas, have an amazing Christmas, whether you celebrate it or not. Just enjoy the day if you don't celebrate it. But yeah, thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.